Hello and welcome back to the Canaries Chat channel. This is a match review of Norwich 1-1 draw against Coventry. Just finished watching it. It was nerve-wracking to say the least. Not the most enjoyable experience I've ever had being a Norwich City fan, watching especially those 9 minutes of added time. But the boys have come away with a 1-1 draw against a free-flowing and free-scoring Coventry City. In regards to lineup, it was a 4 at the back from what we could see. It was Kovacic, Fisher, Medic, Darling, Kusene, McLean, Topic, Cernak, Kvistgaarden, Diallo with Sargent up top. Looked like a 4-2-3-1. I think that was maybe what we were expecting. I thought most people thought McLean would start in that kind of defensive midfielder role. Instead of Maatsen, after the previous comments that he wasn't potentially match fit. Yeah, it was a tricky one, to be honest. First 15 minutes, Coventry absolutely piled on the pressure, had a few good opportunities here and there, and I was kind of thinking we just need to get through the first 20 minutes unscathed. It was cross after cross. Fisher looked very exposed at right back, was getting beaten left, right and centre, and it was looking like it was going to be a very long afternoon, with some questionable comms from the Coventry media team, basically saying Kovacic was looking a bit ropey in places, and then Rushworth, their goalkeeper, was supposedly being brave even though he was spilling the ball. Not a lot of consistency there is what I'd say. But just quickly, about 70% of the people watching this video are not subscribed. So if you're enjoying the Norwich City content, want to come along the journey, we're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Click the subscribe button down below. And if you want to become a member as well, click the link in the description and that will take you straight to the members page. The 17th minute came along and Kvistgaarden, lovely finish across the goalkeeper with his left foot to the bottom right hand corner. Does go through the defender's legs. Again, the Coventry comms team said it was lucky. I would say it was a very decent finish. And that is the kind of finish that we have been expecting from the former Bromby striker. He is playing a bit more in that 10 role, just behind Sarge. I think it's probably the best performance I've seen him so far. A few nice turns, obviously the finish as well. Really hoping that now gives him confidence for the rest of the season. He's only started a few games, so it should, as I said, carry on, hopefully, into the next kind of couple of matches. He did go off injured, so hopefully that's not a too serious of an injury. And yeah, it was a very nice finish in my opinion. There was then a great block by Harry Darling, and that will be a theme of this review later on. He kind of dropped around about the penalty spot area. Darling just chucked himself in front of it. Great block, nevertheless. Medic as well, read another ball across kind of behind Fisher. He read it well, and then just after that, it was towards the end of the end of the first half. There was a bit of no man land. I think it was from a corner, and he did great to cover that ground to get the block in yet again. So for me, Medic had probably his best game. I say probably, he had his best game in a Norwich City shirt today. For me, Diallo was caught slacking a little bit in that kind of first half. There was a few times that he maybe didn't kind of let go of the pass soon enough, or was just caught kind of ball watching in places. He's obviously not the finished kind of article, but plenty of room for growth. It was just one of his weaker games for me. And yeah, there was another block from Medic with Grimes, and for me, Medic and Darling were performing 10 out of 10 for a lot of the game. They were working really well together. They were kind of controlling that back line really well. Big Vlad had some amazing saves in the second half, especially in the I think it was around about 75th minute. I think that was the one where Sante should have done a lot better, but it kind of popped up, and then big save. There was another one where he kind of nearly popped it up himself and then got to the second one, which was also a very good save. And yeah, Coventry were just looking a bit wasteful in front of goal. Wright missed 2 finishes for me that he should be burying. And yeah, it was kind of starting to feel like, was it Norwich City's day and not Coventry's? There was a lot of efforts going in left, right and centre. And yeah, it was just unfortunately not falling for Coventry at that point in time. I thought Fisher did really well when he moved over to left back. I think at right back he was looking really quite exposed, and one of his weaker performances, and he managed to claw it a little bit back with that left back performance, which is peculiar considering obviously right back is his position. There was 9 minutes of added time as well. There was a lot of game management is the word I will be using regarding Norwich and the way that they kind of managed that final. Well, really, actually, it was really since the first goal, but we were kind of just making sure take our full time. There were players going down. There were actually some injuries. I know Kvistgaarden was getting a bit of kind of abuse from the Coventry fans, as to be expected, and he had to go off. Kvistgaarden then had to go off for Fisher to move over to the left back. And yeah, it was us. I wouldn't say it was our own downfall, because I think it was about the 94th, 95th minute. Darling was caught slacking a little bit, just wanted a bit too much time in the clearance, didn't get there in time, and then it was Sims poked it through, and it just fell to Haji Wright. As easy a goal as you're going to get for the equaliser. It did finish obviously 1-1. And yeah, it did just feel that probably Coventry fans would say it was our own downfall. We were wasting the time. That's why there were 9 minutes, which is valid. I think 9 minutes was probably a tad excessive. In the sense that I'd probably say it was maybe 7-ish. But I can see why 9 minutes were given. But as a Norwich player, as a Norwich manager, and as a fan, we went there to try and damage limitations. This is the best scoring team in the Championship as it goes, and we've kept them to 1 goal. I know we've come away with a draw. It does feel a little bit like a loss, but it was one of those games that we had to stop them scoring early on, which we did. And time wasting or game management is one of those ways that you try and break the game down, break it up. And for me, it's on the ref to sort that out. From a Norwich fan, when teams come to Carrow Road and do it, it's up to the ref to speed the game up. There was an early card for Big Vlad early on, so he couldn't do it as much in the game, but he kind of then utilised injuries rather than goal kicks to break up that game. But it is down to the ref, and I thought game management wise we'd done really well, and just unfortunately just ran out of legs with those last 9 minutes. It's already a long game, and yeah, just unfortunately it did feel like a loss letting that goal in. For me, player rating wise, I've gone Big Vlad as a 9. Some unbelievable saves. I don't think he did anything wrong. Don't think there was much he could do about the goal. He was expecting Darling to clear it, and unfortunately just got kind of that nicked off him. Fisher, I've gone with a 6. So although he did really well at left back, everything was coming down the right hand side whilst he was there. There was a lot of opportunities. There was some good blocks, so like that's why I didn't maybe go 5 or below, and it's still above average. But yeah, for me, that right hand side performance was unfortunately not the best I've seen, but he did pick that up a lot way through the left back role. Merdich, I've gone with a 9. Not really sure, like maybe a goal could get him a 10. I thought he was unbelievable. By far his best game in the yellow and green. Commanding. His reading of the game seemed a lot better. He kind of didn't really get caught out for pace in places. And I think that was down to kind of his positioning. And it was also down to the other man to the left of him, which was Harry Darling. I've gone with a 9. I know it was his fault for the goal, but I think he was probably out on for a 10 of 10. Because he was unbelievable, the blocks that he was doing. The goal, I think, was just tired legs, tired mind, just didn't get it away, unfortunately, in time. But for me, 9. Kvistgaarden, gone with 7. I thought it was like an all right game, nothing crazy either way. McLean, I thought we did see what he can provide. He was good in the midfield, he was ticking it over. For me, that was an 8. Topic, 7, just a little bit wasteful in possession sometimes. There was some through balls towards the end, which I do think we could have just played a slightly better pass and we could have potentially got the winner there. Cernat, similar reasons. I think just in places his decision making was slightly questionable, but he did put in the hard yards with the pressing and a tactical foul at the end as well, just to ease the team's kind of defensive duties. Kvistgaarden gone with an 8, goal scorer, a few nice touches, put in a defensive shift as well. Obviously, unfortunately, went off injured, but his best game for me for Norwich. Diallo, I went with a 6 actually, so I think he was probably the weakest player with Fisher, unfortunately, in this game. Didn't really seem to be a man. The far delivery wasn't amazing, and I think he just got caught lacking in a couple of places defensively wise. And then I went with Sargent 7. It's a standard Sarge performance, a lot of running, a lot of holding up. There was one opportunity with his left foot that just went over the bar, which he could have maybe done slightly better, but it wasn't his weak foot, and I don't think we could have asked much more from Sarge. He's our talisman. I think we can't expect him to score every single game. So they're my player ratings. Leave a comment down below if you agree with them. If you don't, obviously leave a comment on what you would change. As I said, I think a draw away from Coventry, most of us would have taken at the start. It does feel like a loss after that shift, but I fully expect Coventry fans also to be kind of disappointed that they didn't get something more from that. That wouldn't have felt like a win for them, I don't think. And I imagine they will not be too happy with Norwich's performance of the game management as well. Going by the commentary that they weren't too pleased, and I imagine that will echo what the other Coventry fans think. As always, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.